Hello Taurus, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And interesting, Knight of Cups. This card is all about the giving and receiving of love, right? This is about how we how we express our feelings, really, in a very, very simple way. We need some more context for this card, right? But I think that there's something happening in your life right now that might come as a bit of a surprise. Let's see what we have. Oh, there's the Lover's card. Interesting. And we've got now the Chariot, Six of Cups, Ace of Cups, Prince of Cups. Interesting. A lot of water energy here, right? I think somebody in your life is really surprising you with a kind of an unexpected gesture, right? We've got the Adjustment card, a Three of Cups, the Fool, and the Devil card. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think somebody is really, somebody is going to reveal their feelings to you, right? Somebody is making an effort. Somebody is, and it could be a friend that you already have. It could be your current partner or spouse. It could be somebody completely out of the blue. Don't quite know yet who, except it might be a Gemini person. We've got the Lover's card here right in the middle. That's a Gemini card. Could be a Gemini person. But I feel like somebody is really, they're doing something kind. They're doing something nice for you, right? And the interesting thing here is that I kind of feel as if you're like, especially with the Fool and with the Devil here, you're kind of just like, I don't have time for that. You know, somebody's really making an effort. Somebody's going out of their way to be nice to you. And I feel like it's really important that we can kind of stop what we're doing. We have that Chariot card down here. Kind of stop what we're doing and recognize that. And see how we can be involved in that exchange, right? Because maybe this is really something deeper going on with the way that you are allowing yourself to receive love and the way that you are expressing your love and your care for the people around you. So I think right now is kind of a general message that says, slow down. The people in your life that you love, that you care about, that you appreciate, let them know. And the people that love and care and appreciate you, they're trying to show you that too, and you have to be willing to recognize that, right? To me, it feels like there's somebody that's really making an effort to show you that they care about you, but it's going unnoticed. And think about how that might feel, right? So let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is going to be a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we'll get a good shuffle here. This is a good one. We'll put Mr. Ed the Tiny Horse right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. All right. If at any point during this reading you feel like you know what that card might be, put your answer, your prediction down in the comments. Let's take a look around at these majors. We've got quite a bit major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. So there's a deeper lesson here for you, right? I think somebody in particular is making a gesture toward you, and it's kind of up to you if you are going to recognize it or not. If you're going to kind of slow down and feel it and immerse yourself in that and participate in that, right? But I think there's a deeper message here about how you give and receive love. With that Knight of Cups right there in the middle. right? Are you expressing your true feelings to the people around you? The people that you care about, are you letting them know? You know, and the people that care about you, are you open to when they tell you? You know, we have this adjustment card here as your general energy. To me, it feels like when we just we automatically say, I love you too. It's kind of an automatic thing. Do we really, in those moments, you know, do we really feel that? So not that we have to really like stop what we're doing and sit down and have that kind of intense, intimate moment where we profess our love to each other every time, you know. But I think right now is a good time for you to try that. Yeah. And I don't know if this is a friend, family member, if it's a spouse, if it's maybe just everybody in your life. You know, who at this moment do you really need to sit down with and tell them how you feel about them? Right? Or who's trying to do that with you? Okay. Because this, a lot of the time, is we're so wrapped up in our days. Everybody's very, you know, we're very busy, we're very professional, and we just kind of, we say things as automatic responses. I love you too. You know, we say, hi, how you doing to people on the street, but we don't really, and maybe this is, you know, one of these cases. We say, hi, how you doing to people. How often do we really sit down and look at somebody and say, how are you? You know, we say, hey, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. And we pass each other by like this, like ships in the night, you know. Sometimes it's good to really sit down and really in a sincere way say, how are you? Right? How are you feeling right now? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively. How are things going? You know, sometimes the Chariot can slow down. And I know that you're a very busy person. You have a lot of things that you're doing. And I think that, you know, it's going to go a long way in your life toward your happiness, toward your success generally. And when we can find these little moments to really sit down and really check in with people and check in with ourselves too, and allow those people that are trying to check in with you, give a little time and space for that. Right? And the Chariot card, I think, is here. It's underneath the surface. There's an underlying need for you to really slow down, stop, you know, charioting through life, slow down and take some of this armor off. And really, you know, take it off so that you can listen, you can look people in the eye, and you can listen to what they're saying, but also to take the armor off so that you can be a little bit open with what's going on in you. Right? What's going on underneath your surface? How are you doing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, right? Because I think you have a lot of people around you that care about you. We got the Six of Cups back here. And the Six of Cups is kind of, in this case, a feeling as if, you know, everything's perfect. I don't need to tinker with it. You know, we get in, whether it's a family thing, friendship, whether it's maybe work buddies, I don't know, whether this is a romantic situation. We get into this mode where everything just kind of feels like it's perfect. I don't need to do anything, right? Things are perfect the way they are. I don't need to do anything. And then we stop kind of putting in effort, you know. Sometimes the Knight of Cups is just talking about those little things that we do to make people know, you know, that we care about them. And also acknowledging the little things that people do for you. Okay? As well as once in a while having that real sit down where we say, how are you? You know what I mean? Because everything might feel as if it's perfect, I don't need to do anything, but the Six of Cups, any six really, and we talk about this all the time, the six is that state of perfection. It is that state of floating on air. It's perfect, right? It takes a lot of work to maintain that. Because the six is unstable. The six is kind of just balancing just like that, and then it's going to fall. So we have to always be correcting it, always be putting it back up. You know, it goes into a 5, goes into a 7. That's the work. So whatever relationship we're talking about here, and it is a relationship, maybe not of a romantic nature, friends, family, coworker, whatever. Whatever the relationship is, it's going to take work to maintain it. All right? It's going to take effort to keep that 6 balanced perfectly on your hand, you know. It's sometimes going to fall to a 5 or a 7, and that's the work of any relationship, is to kind of bring it back to that state of harmony. Okay. Now, there might be a Gemini person in your life, and they might really be doing something that kind of is a bit of a surprise for you. We've got the Ace of Cups up here, and I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it might be some sort of a surprise that is in the works, right? It may be that this gesture has already kind of taken place. Maybe they did something very special for you, for your birthday or something like that. And this Ace of Cups, I think, is you maybe figuring out a way to do something nice for them to show them that, hey, I appreciate what you did for me. I appreciate this relationship. I appreciate you. And, let's continue to make this Six of Cups a thing, right? Let's keep this harmony here. And again, it could be friends, family members. It could be a significant other. It could be romantic, platonic. It doesn't really matter. I think that what's important is that we take care of a lot of these relationships, okay? And the Prince of Cups in the future position, I think, is part of all of this, because this is somebody that's striving to live authentically. This is somebody who's really trying to be open with how they feel, right? And not mask how they feel and not try to hide how they feel. It's kind of like you're moving into this energy where the face that you present the world is an honest one, that people are going to be able to read you by looking at you and know how you feel. Yeah. And this is kind of saying that, if I'm feeling a certain way, you're going to know it. And I'm going to be open about it, and we're going to talk about it, rather than me trying to cover that up, putting my armor on to cover up that raw emotion in this Prince of Cups. So I think this is really, a process of accepting how we feel, accepting the needs of others, how we express our needs, how we express our feelings, and all this kind of stuff, But I think that this is really the process of you living a happy life and feeling as if you are loved and appreciated, and feeling this Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is really that happy life that we all want, right? This is that perfection. This is that ideal, yeah. And I think that we want to maintain that. It's not just something we get and then, oh, phew, I got it, and I don't have to do anything about it. I don't have to do anything with it. No, we've got to maintain that, right? And so the Ace, in that sense, the Ace of Cups is really all those little things, all those gestures. It doesn't have to be a great big surprise party or something, but just those little things, those little gestures, right? And the Knight of Cups, too, is a card that talks about those random acts of kindness, acknowledging that, right? And this is just like little things that you might do for your friends or your family members or your romantic partner or whatever. The little things that you do that maybe they don't even know you do them for them, right? Or maybe it's the other way around too. Maybe they do these little things for you, and you don't even realize that that they're the ones that have been doing that, like making sure that you've got your favorite drink in the fridge or something like that. And every time you go, there it is, and it's like they've been putting that there for you because they know you like it, right? Something like that, anyway. We're going to go over to the Path of the Serpent now. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. There's something related to the lungs. Somebody has an issue with their breathing, right? Not just me. I feel like either you or your partner have just... Maybe that's part of what this is. I feel like there's an illness, there's a respiratory thing that you're just getting over it, or this close person to you is just getting over that. But I feel like there's something with the lungs, something with the way the lungs are functioning, and maybe that Knight of Cups is kind of the care. It's those little things that we do when our significant other or our best friend or our family member, our kids, our parents, whatever, are ill, and those are the things that we do for them, right? But somebody had the breathing issue, and they were very well cared for during that time. Yeah. It feels like a family thing to me. We've got the Three of Cups here. Now, the adjustment card here, again, is kind of what I say, where everything just feels sometimes kind of professional, kind of just like, hey, how you doing? Doing fine, how are you? As someone's passing us by, we barely have enough time to get the words out, We're not really expecting anyone to slow down and be like, Thanks for asking. Lately I have been feeling a little whatever. But, in terms of with the breathing thing, and I think somebody had that respiratory illness that's been going around, we really are asking, how are you feeling? Do you need anything? Can I do something? It's not just a formality. It's not just a nicety, right? I really want to know, can I do anything for you? You name it, and if it's within my power, I will do it, right? But so often our life is just very, very professional, and it's kind of just the greetings that we put into our emails and stuff that says, hello, how's your day? Blah, 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 gym and accounting is whatever. We're not really asking the question. It's just something formal we have to put into the email so that we seem like a nice person, And I think that you're not having that anymore. You really now are for the sincere questions, and we see that developing with a lot of this water energy. And the Three of Cups, yes, I do feel that it's a family thing. But then we got the Fool and the Devil here, and it's kind of like, there's a part of you that doesn't really like opening up to people, and I think that's why the Fool is right next to the Prince of Cups, because we kind of feel as if we're opening ourselves up to being made fun of, or to being taken advantage of, or to being humiliated, right? When we're too open about how we feel, it almost gives us and I don't know why this is, but it almost is a perception of weakness, right? We think of the Prince of Cups, who's really just kind of, feels how they feel and is okay letting people know, and not somebody who's like overly sensitive. And I think that's maybe the problem with the Prince of Cups. It could be too sensitive. Too much affected by what everybody does, and then of course has a problem with everybody, right? Because everybody's making me feel a way I don't want to feel. But I think that this is somebody who's honest with how they feel about things, and if they care about somebody, they're going to let them know, and if they need something, they're going to let them know. But it's almost as if this creates a little bit of vulnerability. And it almost seems as if people can then kind of get into our armor here and take advantage of us if they kind of know how we're feeling. If we're not protected by the armor, then we're just kind of, are we being a little bit foolish? So we don't want to be humiliated. We don't want to make the gesture, and we certainly don't want to be the one who tries to do this big thing for somebody and they don't even notice, and then we're just kind of like hoping nobody saw, That's kind of what I see with the Fool card here. And I think this goes for a lot of us, especially this day and age, where we don't want to do anything like that, because what if the other person is too busy and they don't even notice, and I'm just kind of standing there with like flowers and candy in my hand, and they just like didn't even notice that I was that I was standing there, There have been times where I've I don't know, I've seen friends walk by and I kind of go to shake a hand or something and say, hey, how you doing? And they don't even notice that I'm there, And I'm sure this happens to everybody, and there are a million reasons why that sort of thing happens. But I think that in a lot of ways makes us not want to even try. We don't want to put in the effort because there's a chance that it's going to go unnoticed. That our efforts, that our gestures are going to go unnoticed, certainly unappreciated and unreciprocated, obviously, right? And so we just kind of stay in our own lane. We get into this devil energy, and we channel all of this emotional energy, let's say, into our work, into our ambitions, into our personal, individual, solo kind of works, right? We got that devil card. That devil card is very ambitious. That devil card is going to climb any mountain that you put in front of it, right? And this is it's a very good energy, right? But we have to allow time to slow down and reconnect with our people, even at the risk of looking foolish, even when we run the risk of them not noticing, or not really recognizing. We enter into a room, and We're trying to say hi to everybody and nobody knows who we are, right? We've all had that experience, you know, in some form or another. But we have to keep trying, because otherwise this devil energy is going to become so isolated that this is just going to be that kind of cutthroat ambition that's going to step over everybody else to get to the very top. And that's not going to make us happy, right? And that's the risk that we run with the devil card. Again, very good card, very ambitious, very energetic, very creative. It's the driving force, right? But this driving force, without the interpersonal connections, without love, without compassion, is very cutthroat and very isolated. Yeah, I want to look at the mystery card now. I mean, we don't really need more water energy, but I feel like it's going to be some. Maybe it will be the Empress. That's my prediction. If you have one, put it in the comments. Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is asking what we perceive, right? It's kind of, it's similar to this. It's air energy, right? There's the duality of the adjustment card, right? Weighing the kind of, weighing the options. And really, this is kind of saying, is it worth me putting myself out there if there's a chance that I'm going to be humiliated, that I'm going to look like a fool, that they're not going to even notice anyway? So why do it? What do I do? This is kind of a card that's trying to take us out of our heads a little bit, out of our thoughts, and trying to be motivated by spirit, trying to be motivated by our internal light, by what we feel, by our intuition, right? And in a way, this is not trying to calculate, well, what are the odds that I'm going to look foolish? What are the odds that they're going to even notice me, or that, that this is going to work out in a positive way? Let's not make those calculations, right? Because if there's even any single slight, tiny, itty-bitty risk that things are not going to go our way, our minds are going to convince us not to do it. So a lot of the time we have to close our eyes and we have to just jump, right? We've got to trust the universe. We've got to trust our intuition. And we've got to trust that, I guess, that Ace of Cups, that heart energy, to guide us in the right direction. Yeah. And I think you're going to be very happy. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.